So that's your dream, is it? Fame in Denver. Big deal.
At least I have dreams.
At least I have reality. Excuse me, you two. There are 3 personalities in this body. And this one isn't self-obsessed like you, Blaine. And he's not boring like you, James. This one wrote a book.
You did?
And yes, I've written a book. It's called Getting Lost is Part of the Journey. When we got back to Marcus's apartment, I started rolling joints, one after the other, lighting them, taking a drag, then dropping them onto the floor. We had no idea what we were doing. I offered Ava a drink of water, but she refused. She wanted gin. There was none, but she insisted. "Gin is upstairs," she said. I explained that there was no upstairs, as we were no longer in my flat, but she was convinced that she was right. "Upstairs, upstairs," she continued. Technically there was an upstairs, but this would have been the neighbour's flat. Ava wasn't going to give up easily. "Upstairs, upstairs, upstairs." Then she decided to take all her clothes off, still protesting that she wanted gin and that it was upstairs. She was now standing before me, butt naked. "Upstairs, upstairs, upstairs," like a CD on replay. "For Christ's sakes, go and look upstairs, Ava," I said. She did. My lawyer, nude, left the flat and went upstairs. Marcus and I sat there bemused, building more joints, letting them fall alight onto the carpet. Wisps of smoke from the burnt carpet curled up into the air. What if the flat burnt down? Would I care? Would I notice? 5 minutes passed, then 10, and finally at 20 minutes we looked at each other. "Should we go look for her?" I said. At that very moment, Ava burst back into the flat, grinning all over her face. In her hands, she had a full bottle of gin. "See? Gin, gin," she said. From a legal point of view, she was indeed correct. Ava had knocked on the neighbour's door at 7 in the morning, stark naked, and he had given her a bottle of gin. We never found out what else happened in that 20 minutes. Another hour passed, and we drank the gin and continued to smoke and build joints. As we talked about the events of the past 24 hours, we slowly dissolved into hysterics. I slipped off the chair and onto the ground. Thud. I was unable to move. Stoned and full of alcohol, I just lay there staring up at the ceiling. What had I won that day? 200,000 Deutschmarks? Self-esteem? Or was this the moment that I realised I had thrown it all away? I tried to focus. Interior, flat, day. A white ceiling of an apartment, it sways, out of focus. Steve lies on his back on the carpet. Surrounding him are dozens of joints, all alight. A wisp of smoke rises from one. Steve smiles contentedly. He sees a spider scurrying across the ceiling. He blinks. Something obscures his vision. As it comes into focus, we make out the form of a naked woman. This is Ava. She straddles his face. Her legs stretch up towards the ceiling. Her smiling face grins down. Steve tries to move his head, but can't. Ava bends her knees and slowly bears down on Steve. Her vagina comes into focus. As she comes closer, it's the only thing that he can see. Then, the vagina opens. Vagina. It's your choice. Steve looks quizzically upwards. Me? Vagina. Win or lose. And if you carry on like that, Steve Blaine, you're going to end up in some tragic reality show.
0, 3, 0. 0, 0, 0.